Hello, I'm Marcel Chichak from Edmonton. I'm going to be taking you through an introduction to the Canadian Motorsport Historical Society's new archive project. The archive we're building will be free online, and it will consist of all the Canadian motorsports related information, the type of stuff you generally collect when you go to a motorsports event, including programs, entry list, results, photographs and movies, and the stuff that comes after, press clippings, magazines, and we will also be collecting periodicals, including Canadian Motorsport Bulletin, Canada Track and Traffic, and all the others. Every asset will be text searchable and keyworded, including full metadata fields, including the date of the event, car number, driver, that sort of thing. And I want to emphasize that we are not collecting any physical assets. We're just collecting digital assets. The subject matter we're looking at is anything motorsport related in Canada. So stock cars, road racing, drag racing, rally, motorcycles, karts, hydroplanes, anything with motors. We started the project at the beginning of 2022 with a grant from Clarington to document the Mosport racetrack. And currently we've worked our way from 1959 through to 1971, amassing something like 4,000 records. And we've got at least 50,000 more records, mostly photographs, to work our way through. We've also seeded collections from the Shell 4000 and Canadian Winter Rallies, which are my own personal projects, the Edmonton International Speedway, some clubs, including the CASC, for which we have over 20 boxes of material from their archive. And we've also got some pre-war stuff that we're looking at. We started this project in the middle. We're going to be working our way backwards to 1900, when the first motorsport races were held in Canada, and then working forward to after World War II, when sports car races were held at the RCAF training bases across the country, and then through to the beginning of permanent racetracks, starting with Westwood, and then Mont Tremblant, Edmonton, and then after the 1960s, when motorsports really took off, and then as the digital era happened, the amount of data being collected at any motorsports event just exploded. So why are we doing this archive? Well, we're providing free, online, searchable information so that users can determine the who, did what, when, and where, and researchers, authors, or just general people with general interests can determine the how and why themselves. Besides a complete history of the Mosport racetrack, some of the other projects that can be derived from the archive include the Shell 4000 Rally Book, the project I'm working on, or the Canadian Winter Rally Book, which is up for grabs and anybody should grab it. The Honda Challenge series, starting with the BF Goodrich and into the Michelin series, needs to be documented. Pick a Driver, Epi Wheats, Diana Carter, Mo Carter, or rally drivers like Grant McLean and Sam Nordell. And somebody needs to dig into the rise of Japanese cars in motorsport. There was a time when the British and the Italians dominated racing, and then the Japanese came along. When did that happen? How did it happen? Who were the key people? We might be able to answer that through the archive. So how can you get involved? Your club can use the Canadian Motorsport Historical Society as your archive, either by contributing your existing archival material or just adopting it as your ongoing archive. Or you as an individual. When you went to a motorsport event, you took the race program, you took pictures, you took movies, and you kept that for a reason. This archive is the reason you did that. So you can contribute your archival material on a catch and release basis. We don't hold physical materials. We only want the digital copies. So you either scan it and send it to us, or send the material to us and we can scan it and send the material back, or move it on towards a physical archive somewhere for permanent storage. You can also volunteer to help us scan material or provide metadata, data about the data, as a service to us. If you represent a corporation, we could use your help, either directly as financial support or in kind for scanning services or hosting services. Corporations like Castrol, Budweiser, Canadian Tire all sponsored motorsports events, and they could finish that job by sponsoring digitization of their sponsored programs so that they're permanently stored in our archive. If you want to contribute material or get involved with us in any way, you can contact us at contact@motorsporthistory.ca or through our website, motorsporthistory.ca. And now I'll just give you a quick overview of what is in the repository right now and how the searching works. So here's the Canadian Motorsport Historical Society homepage. We have some information about us, some links to other projects that we're working on individually. There's the contact form for if you want to get involved or donate materials to us, and the all-important search. Data comes up on the search page in the order that it was loaded last, so we can change that with this tab here. So we can change it by file name, and because they are in chronological order, we start here with an article from 1899, the Vancouver Semi-Weekly World magazine, talking about automobile racing. And this is where you do search. So I'm just going to search for a driver, Grant Clark. So we're searching through 5,317 records as of November 2022. There are 97 records, including Grant Clark, and that includes fully searchable copies of Canada Track and Traffic, newspaper clippings, race programs, photographs, and we can sub-search here by type. So if I just want images of Grant Clark, we have 6. This photograph here is at the British Empire Motor Club Canadian Grand Prix of 1961. There's Grant Clark driving a Sadler Mark IV, photographed by Colin King. Here's a photograph of Grant Clark at the Canadian Grand Prix driving a Ferrari 250 GTO, a $4 million car now. This photograph was taken by John Cross, September 28, 1963, and in the description field here, there's some more information. If we look at all articles, we get back to 97 documents, including newspaper clippings. And down here is the reason why you've never heard of Grant Clark. Race driver faces 37 charges and jail time. He never raced after that. So included in the database that we have available right now are movies, press clippings, tons of photographs. Have a look in there, knock yourself out. Thanks for watching this brief introduction. If you have any material you'd like to contribute, or any questions, or any help searching for things, get in contact with us at contact@motorsporthistory.ca, and please get involved.